What is going on, guys? In today's video we are going to be talking about the AK-47 in League play. I can't believe I'm saying that myself, but this gun is an absolute beast. It has one of the highest time to kills of all the assault rifles in Black Ops Cold War, except for the FFAR. And I can't believe I'm saying this too, this gun is an absolute laser beam. As you can see in the gameplay right here, the gun has little to no recoil. I'm going to show you guys the exact recoil pattern as well as the time to kill comparison from this gun to the other assault rifles in the game, and you can kind of see why this gun is so good. As for the gameplay in the background, I picked this one not because it's great gameplay, but because I'm using the AK-47 on my favorite map to use it. And because there's this guy named Cap on the other team who was talking trash in between rounds for little to no reason. I think he ended up going like 15 and 30 or something like that. But anyways, Cap, welcome to the big screen. Everybody say hi to Cap in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So as you guys can see, the AK-47 is this orange line right here. That's the gun that we're going to be talking about today. A little bit about my time to kill graph really quickly. As you can see, like the numbers are inflated and everything's going down and it kind of looks weird, right? So my time to kill graph that I use and the calculation I use, it includes the aim down sight speed as well as how the bullet velocity, meaning that like how fast it's going to take that last shot to exit your barrel and then hit your enemy in the upper chest. As well as, so that's why like it kind of curves down slightly over time, even though there's not like an effective damage range change with how much damage you're doing. This slope right here is just the bullet velocity change, or not change, but you know, the distance change. And then on the y-axis here, the reason why the numbers are going down is because it is in reverse order. So as the time to kill increases, your gun gets worse. I just figured it's easier to visually see it this way, as like you see it goes down the graph, then the time to kill is longer, and your gun is quote-unquote worse over distance. And then another thing too is it's really easy to see which gun is better because you simply look at which one is on top. You can see here that the AK-47 has the second fastest time to kill between 0 and 35 meters, only losing to the FFAR, but we know that that gun is very bad in terms of recoil pattern speaking. It kind of has like a wild sideways V, whereas like something in the XM4 or the Krig are much more accurate, but they do have slower time to kill. So my recommendation of the AK-47 is to use it on a map like Checkmate or Garrison, where you have a lot of medium range gunfights, because that is the gun that's going to dominate that sector. I love this gun on Checkmate. That's kind of my go-to, especially on Control, as I normally play kind of like the floater position where I can kind of go back and forth between objectives under the plane. I think that is all I have to talk about in terms of time to kill. It's just kind of a visual thing where you can clearly see that it is superior to the XM4 and especially the Krig. I really don't know why people use the Krig because it's similar to the XM4, except for the XM4 kills a lot faster. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the recoil pattern of this gun. First, I'm going to show you guys the actual loadout I'm using. I'm going to give you the loadout early, so like this isn't like a clickbait video where I show you the loadout at the end of the video. So these are my main 4 class setups that I use in League play. The XM4, AK-74U, AK-47, which is what I'm going to talk about today. And I've also been kind of using this hybrid kind of class setup, I guess, with an AK-74U alongside an XM4, and then I use Lawbreaker so I can, you know, get like the overkill as well as get 2 perks from the same category. I use Flak Jacket, Tac Mask, and Ninja. This is like my favorite hardpoint class. Just kind of a side note, bonus content for this video. I might make a video about this class specifically later on, but we'll see. As for the AK-47, I use perk greed so I can have 6 perks. I use Flak Jacket, Tac Mask, Scavenger, Quartermaster, Cold-Blooded, and Ninja. Stun, Semtex, Trophy System, a 1911, and the AK-47. As for the class setup I use the Spetnaz Compensator. This is just going to help the recoil pattern even more. The barrel I use is the 20-inch Liberator barrel. The reason I do that is so that you get that additional bullet velocity. As you saw from the time to kill graph, you guys can go back if you want to. There's a pretty strong slope, and I can see the graph right here to my left. You start at 0.7 seconds time to kill, and it increases all the way to almost 0.8, about 0.78 or something like that. So you have a pretty significant increase to time to kill for literally no reason other than bullet velocity. So this is going to definitely pick that up. You're going to have a much faster bullet velocity by increasing it by 100%. You could argue that if you want to use this gun for more long ranges, where I normally use the XM4 for long ranges, you can do that and just increase the effective damage range. Or you can even use this barrel as well, but so far, this is the one that I have had the best results with. As far as underbelly goes, I use Spetsnaz grip, pretty straightforward. I do use the speed grip on my submachine guns, but my assault rifles, I don't care so much about speed as I'm normally trying to post it up, and I'm just kind of defending an objective from a longer range, so I care more about accuracy. As for magazine goes, the 30-round magazine, from what I've seen, is definitely enough, especially with smaller teams in league play. You're only on 4v4, and honestly, in my opinion, if you've got to shoot 4 guys and you already laid off 30 bullets, you're probably going to be dead already. Anyway, this can definitely take down 3 people fairly easy, 4 if you're being extremely accurate. As far as the handle goes, I use the Grew Elastic Wrap, so you can, I can lay down easily if I want to, as well as you get an increase to aim down sight speed. The flinch resistance doesn't matter so much because there isn't really flinch resistance in this game. I use this wrap mostly for the ADS time increase, as well as being able to lay down and aim while going prone. As for the stock, this is kind of the one where I could argue that if you wanted to use an optic, you could, or maybe even a magazine increase. However, I use this just to kind of counteract some of the other attachments in terms of slowing down your movement speed. Alright, so with this build, let's go ahead and take a look at the recoil pattern so you can see that it really doesn't have any recoil at all. Alright, so I'm using the same build as I mentioned before. I'm 15 meters away from this wall. I'm using this arrow as kind of a reference that's about the size as one of the character models in the game. I'm going to aim in, I'm going to shoot. I'm not going to do anything to try and reduce the recoil. I promise you, I'm not doing anything. And we're going to get up close, and you can see that this is where I shot. There's no recoil on this gun. I could even go farther away, same thing, hold it down. And you see the gun doesn't really move. It moves to the right ever so slightly, but really not very much at all. Well, anyway, guys, that kind of concludes this video. I'm going to let the rest of that gameplay from earlier play out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you guys for watching. If you learned something new, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.
We've taken B. Defend all zones. We are taking control. Multiple zones are under attack. Defend them. We are contesting Alpha. in the last seconds gets a win. We're losing A. They're low on lives. You know what to do. That's a win. All forces head to exfil location.